I did. I know that I'm not alone. You took the home from the boy, but not the boy from his home. These are not the streets, and only I can know. Who says you can't go home? Who says you can't go home? There's only one place they call it home. It's the hometown boy. All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:36. Red Dog's late. I am a little late today. I had a lot of things going on. It is the day before July 4th, one of Red Dog's favorite holidays besides Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone's feeling well. Who am I? I'm Scott Redler. I'm the El Jefe, the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com, the founder of Red Dog Mindset. This is the 630 Club. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We've been doing this since 2020 when everyone thought the world would fall apart. And guess what? It didn't fall apart. The world was going to fall apart and it's not going to end well. Then no one will be here anyway. It's not going to end well is not a trading plan. Listen, you always want to be hedged. You always want to be responsible. You always want to know your time frame. You always want to have multiple ways to approach the market, which is what I try and teach. And if you trade for a living, you better be on your game. You better be developing a system and a process so you can do it every day and have a smile on your face. That's why I listen to a little music. Right? Hey, Tony Wallace. Happy anniversary. Good for you. I love it. What up, Richard? What up, Nelvis? What up, MLD? All right, everyone's tuning in. So, did you guys survive the rotation of 2025? I'll tell you, it was a little crazy. It always happens, though, but the more experienced are, you know it's going to happen. We did say after the second quarter was over, sometimes you get profit takers on the best names and money goes to the laggards and you get a little shake, little bake, little this, little that. But meanwhile, if you were prepared and you followed the dog, maybe you caught the IWM calls. You know, that was a great trade through the downtrend. Yesterday, I started telling you that I think the XBI will do it next. We're trying to set up for a little bit of a July 4th crypto weekend besides everything else that's going on. But anyway, remember I'm like, guys, can't get too bearish. If we hold, this 615 area, well, guess what? 615 held. We got through 619. Here's 620.49. Here's your 8-day moving average. You remember this day. This was the day that the active sequence refreshed. This was the day basically the bulls took the ball back, and we've had a really nice run since. I think this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sessions of trading has been my 9 best sessions of the year. Not so bad. We all have different times where you get that pocket of movement where that's why we develop our go time. That's why we need our mind right so we execute. You don't want to be a shell of yourself. You don't want to be worn out. You don't want to be, I can't do this anymore. No, you want to be ready to go at the right time so you can make money. We've had like 6 different trades giving us 3-day moves that made us a ton of money. All different names, all different times. Setups. We look for setups, not for tops. Anyway, what up, Topher? How you doing? So what about STM, Marar? We'll get to that. So anyway, if you look here, again, the SPYs held in there while some money rotated, right? What do I mean by rotate? Like, remember when you're in camp, come on and rotate? I'm kidding. That was pretty gay. Did I say that? No. Anyway, what did the Qs do? The Qs kind of broke below the prior low, but what did it do? It held the 8-day. So all in all, did you survive the big tech rotation where we came in and tested the 8-day? Hopefully you did. Anyway, with that being said, what happened here? IWM, look at that. Remember across this downtrend, I'm like, hey guys, right here you had a red dog reversal. We were buying the 215 calls, the 217 calls. Guess what? 221, here's 223. Oh my goodness, that's where are we at right now? 222.43, just like that. Anyway, that was a nice trade. Small caps are tough, I'll tell you, but every now and then if you get there, it's good. Yes, I'll look at Qualcomm. Let's see what the XBI is doing. XBI is up 66. So let me just show you something. So right here was your inflection point. This was 215. That was the prior high. I'm like, if we get through 215, we could see 220 to 223, right? And we did. Okay, and if you look at the chart here, you'll see this was like your real first downtrend. That was back here actually at 207. So I'm kind of anticipating maybe that the XBI that was right here could do something similar. So what does it need to do? So the XBI, I think I went over this yesterday, needs to get above 86. That 86 is kind of like the 214. Gets above 86, gets above the 200-day. I would think we're going to get to 89.50 in the XBI. Does it happen today? I don't know. All I know is at 8:30 there's going to be a lot of numbers, so we'll figure it out. But all in all, this is back above the moving averages. I do think you can get 89.50 here. We were buying the XBI options at 70 cents. 2 days, I accumulated for 2 days, and we'll see. That's just a different trade. Different trade. Last week we caught Nvidia, we caught Apple. Do you guys catch Apple with me? I was sitting here with the young lads on the 3 o'clock spaces with the Wolf. You guys know the Wolf. I like the Wolf. And right here, I was anticipating a break to the upside. So what did I buy? I bought the 205 calls for $1.20. Sold the rest of them. Even Power Plays. Power Plays had it from $1 to $8, maybe. Anyway, nice trade. I am very, very small. Apple's off a little bit this morning, down $1.66. Not the end of the world. Hopefully after your 3-day move, you're down to very small, so maybe it's buyable. Anyway, that was that. Great day. Great move. Now we want to see, everyone's like, Red Dog, what are you focusing on now? Well, I kind of think that Amazon's going to have another trade between now and next week. I'm accumulating it again. I was buying the bejesus out of it through here. Went to 223. News that Jeff had to sell a bunch of stock is out there. I think he's kind of done selling, so maybe it lifts a little bit easier today for Amazon. I like that setup. Google, we traded that really well. I was buying it down. I did something different. I bought it on the trend line instead of waiting to buy it through a level. So I bought it here. It went to 181. If you remember on Monday, I'm like, guys, we got to sell into 181. If you bought 170, sell 181. If you did so, you were able to buy back in here. And now it's looking good. I would think at some point Google gets to 188.72, especially if we hang around. So that was good. Remember NVIDIA through the 146. All in all, looks like NVIDIA is building another bull-type flag above the recent breakout area. Remember 149 to 153? If it got through 146, well, got through 146. I like that. Power plays and fuego. I like to hear that, Papa Vinny. You know how cheap power plays are? Anyway, so this is building another nice bull flag. So I would think that at some point this 158.71 gets taken out. Right now, NVIDIA is down 28 cents. Not the end of the world. 28 cents. Anyway, it did hold in here. It held the 8-day. That was a nice move. Nice consolidation. I did buy MU yesterday. Why? I did a little red dog reversal from 129 down. We were buying it in the hole yesterday. That's good to do sometimes. By the way, this is some of my dogs. So basically, if you want to talk to the dog, you got to go right in here. The dog's right there. This is everyone talking to me in the kaleidoscope. One day I'll figure out how to put this up without the kaleidoscope. Anyway, Ben Berger says, what's the link to power plays? I don't know. Go to t3live.com. You can find it. Papa Vin says power plays are in fuego. That's good to see. INOQ looks ready for new highs. I think so. I like it. I'm in what am I in? QBTS. But IONQ looks good. So you want to go over quantum plays. So IONQ. Ooh, look at that. I went over this yesterday. Nice little bull flag. They shook it up a little bit. Looks like it's on its way to 48.30 or more. I like it. Has some room there. Some people like QUBT. Also, nice little bull flag. Kind of triggered yesterday. Maybe it's up a little bit. This is your next spot. I'm in QBTS. I have options and stock, and I think it does play catch up, goes up to this area. It's done with this at the money offering. So all in all, I'm buying it in the lower end of the range, and hopefully it fills that void. So yes, IBT finally. I do think it's going to be a crypto July 4th, and I made a lot of money yesterday. I don't want to jinx it. I'm in IBIT also. IBIT looks ready to go. Ready to go. Someone thinks the measured move for Bitcoin is 144,000. It could be. If you want to do like a measured move, some people like to go from the bottom end of the range, which is 57, top end of the range is 63. That's 16 points on top of this. We'll see if it happens. All I know is I'm in a lot of options. I'm in stock. I even bought some Ethereum. Even though I got stopped out here, but I went with options. So this looks pretty good. If Bitcoin takes out 112, I think Ethereum's going to play a lot of catch up, so that should be pretty good. All right, you want Qualcomm? You guys, what's going on? Everyone wants Qualcomm. Oh, looks good. Qualcomm kind of looks like an inverted head and shoulders pattern where you have the left shoulder, got a little bit of a head, and then yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm not in Qualcomm. Let's go a little further back here. Yeah. Why can't Qualcomm get back to this end of the range? Looks like it's working its way through here. There you go. Make some money there. Any money trade today? I don't know. I feel like we got to get through the 830 number that they don't mess us up a little bit today, you know? Mr. Someone said. Mr. looks good. You know, if Bitcoin's didn't get through 112, I don't know why Mr. wouldn't be 430 or 445. I have MSTU calls on, so I think that could work pretty well. 430, 445. Mara, I hate the miners, but I'll look at a few. Whoa, look at that move yesterday. All right. That's a nice friggin' move. It's a nice friggin' move. Excuse my French. Let's see what's Mara doing today. Any follow through? It's up 2 cents. Nice. There you go. These miners have been tough. Mara's good. I actually bought some options on the CORZ. You know, if it's really going to get taken out, I would think it has to happen by sometime next week. Usually, you know, when there's rumors, they're talking, and then if it doesn't happen within a week or so, it's just rumors. So anyway, this is what ignited everything. Anyway, what about INOD is sloppy but can rip? Let's see that. It looks like I played this back in the day here or here. Doesn't look so great. Let's see what else. What SBET? Somebody was talking about SBET the other day. Oh my goodness, these are widowmakers. These names, but little green bar there, little something. What's it doing today? SBET. Getting a little follow through. I'll tell you that looks like my bull. Listen, I want to tell a little story. You know, because again, you have to have a little endurance. Listen, I'm a 2-time Ironman, 10-time marathon, Spartan race, Ragnar race. I do all those things to build endurance in my body and my mind, so this way I can go back to stocks too. No, I'm kidding. That's the way I relieve pressure and tension and relax. I like to relax by running a bunch of miles. But anyway, remember we tried this here, it didn't work. Tried it here, it didn't work. And then finally, you know, my boys are like, hey, you know, the whole conversion of the warrants are all done. We started buying it here. It went out as a power play at 11.20. We were buying the $12 calls for like 40 cents. Well, you know, sold them all the way up to $1 something yesterday, and they're probably over $2, and it's on its way to $18. That was nice. But a lot of people didn't go back to it because like, oh my God, what a pain in the ass. When a stock's not ready weeks ago, doesn't mean you can't go back when it's ready. It wasn't ready. Didn't get you. Didn't know you were trying it there. It just wasn't ready. So when it's ready, you go after it. That's why we develop our go time. That's why people subscribe to Red Dog Mindset, which is that subscribe button. It's about getting your mind right so you can execute on the X's and O's. And come September, when we start our Discord, if you're not grandfathered into that subscribe button, there might not be a 630 club anymore. So you better go subscribe there. Anyway, Kava. I played it. I got out of it. It was a good day one type trade. CAVA, $10 a month people are complaining about. Anyway, I had like 7 great trades with you guys in a row. Apple alone could have paid for your whole year of everything. Anyway, Kava, I bought Kava here, gave you a little trade, nothing so great. CRCL, I tried it. You know, it did a red dog reversal. 2 days ago, I went home long and thank goodness it wasn't up much. I got out up $1 or so. It's a little tricky. Meta, I think you could buy Meta on the dip. Meta got hit a little bit with the whole, you know, new quarter, new flows, because it was such a winner. I would be definitely buying it into this area. What's Meta doing today? It's up 6. Oh, so you can't do that. But anyway, Meta looks pretty good. Remember yesterday I was telling you to buy some ASTS. I did buy some ASTS back. You know, this was a huge Grand Slam home run for us. Grand Slam. That's a Grand Slam home run. Pulled back, went below the 8 days, led in the 21-day catch-up. Red dog reversal right here. Maybe it tries to bounce. I'm back in the shares. I started accumulating. I tweeted to you guys yesterday. Anyway, hopefully you're in there. What else? Yeah, NBIS is hanging on by a thread. not a thread. It's just, again, it was a big winner, so they sold it and it doesn't have enough juice to hang up here. I would say it's fine. Let it rebuild. Reddit was really good. Reddit, a lot of guys made really good money in this move. I sold it a little bit early. There's something that I love today. Red Dog, that Chinese DOGZ pump and dump finally collapsed. I tell you guys everything. I don't hold back. Remember FTEL? I told you it'd be 50 cents. I'm like, do not buy FTEL. It was 30 bucks. My guys think it'll be 50 cents. Well, 51 cents. That was back here. I'm like, guys, my friends are shorting the hell out of this. They're getting pissed off and screwed up. Don't fall for this. 50 cents. It's 50 cents. I think I lost $50,000 trying to short this because I'm not a good short. And people made millions. Not me. Anyway, CLH. I didn't play CLH. You could Google Scott Redler, FTEL, and you'll see I said it was going to 50 cents when it was at $30. This has been trending. Looks good. I'm not in there. Just going nicely above the 8-day moving average. That's pretty good. Oklo. Looks like it's correcting a little bit, right? Oklo, this was a good move. Pulled in a bunch. This is a bunch. Red Dog reversal here. Below the 821 day. It's got a hold around here. What's it doing? Oklo is up 90 cents. All right. I'll be honest with you. Got it now. It's delayed. Oh, the 630 club's delayed. Sorry. BBAI guys were buying this last week. Wow. I wound up having a good move. And someone asked me to do the chart here. I'm like, it gets about $4. It can go. That went. Good for you guys. Listen, guys, you don't have to be in everything. If you want to see what I'm in, this is the virtual trading floor. This is what people pay to hang out for the entire day with me on the radio. I'm in Apple, I'm in AMZN, Amazon, IBIG, QBTS, UMAC, WFF, ACHR, ASTS, Google, MU, Tiger, UNG, and XBI. Why am I in so many positions? We've been going above the 8 and 21 day in a great active sequence. Some things I've been in for weeks and months. Yes, Red Dog is an active trader that has a swing account, a day trading account, an option account, and besides the blood on the street account, the 401k, the 529. But anyway, it's all, but a lot of these things like Apple, I was huge on Monday and Tuesday. Now I'm very, very, very light. I was big in Amazon last week. I just started buying it back yesterday. Bull, I'm smaller. IBIT, I'm pretty big. QBTS, pretty big. UMAC, I just bought back. VFF, don't say I bought a cannabis name. I did. ACHR, it's these are all different trades, different types of trades. ACHR has been horrible. It's been a pain in the butt, but I do think at some point it's going to wake up and go again. It's just raised money, so it's taking its time. Kind of like this QBTS in the quantum name. It looked like, it didn't look great at all, and then finally woke up. But anyway, hopefully we don't get a leg sweep with the 830 numbers. What I would do is just adjust a few things based on your sizing for now. I have a lot of options on also. My options don't show up until 7:30 because that's when the slip drops. Biotech, I talked about biotechs. XBI, I'm in a lot of XBI options. Okay, I think XBI is going to be 89.50. You mark my words, 89.50 is coming up to a theater near you between now and next week. Could be sooner than later. We'll see. Same way I said IWM should be 220 to 223. Well, you heard it here. Some people are like, Red Dog, you have tomorrow's newspaper today. I'm like, well, the charts could anticipate moves, and then you just have to execute and go with them based on your system and your process. Listen, guys, market closes today at, I think, 1 o'clock. Then it's July 4th. I hope everyone has a great holiday. I want you to eat, drink, and be merry. Wait, that's Christmas. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully you did a little bit of a fast. I did a great fast on Monday, a 40-hour fast, because I know I'm going to have a few extra Red Dog steak sandwiches for July 4th, a few extra IPAs. I'm going to be watching some fireworks. So you always want to look ahead and adjust, so this way you do things a little guilt-free. And anyway, with that being said, long weekend, get it done. Let's hope today, just something no crazy. I don't want any crazy today with the 830 stuff. I think the market would like to see a little weak, not crazy weak. The ADP number was very, very weak. I would think the payrolls and the job, I think it's going to be weak, just hopefully not too weak. And if it is, maybe, they'll talk about Powell lowering rates and everything will be just dandy. But anyway, we'll see. Maybe I'll do a little bit of US. No, I'll do a little 9 o'clock I'll definitely post a chart at of the spies at 9 o'clock with what's happening then, because at 6:55 it's a little bit different than what we'll see at 9 o'clock based on the 8:30 numbers. Know what you can handle. Keep strategic. Baba's been a pain in the ass, not doing much, and that's that. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Yeah, if you've been making money with the 630 Club for the last 5 years, maybe you should subscribe to Red Dog Mindset. Get your mind right and make more money. I'll see you guys later.